The Infinity Stones can do a lot of things. They can alter reality, allow time travel, and even wipe out half of all life in the universe. We here at CBR believe the MCU isn't done with the stones just yet. If the stones are going to stay, someone will need to watch over them. And we think that Avengers Endgame will be a movie that sets up a whole new team, a group of powerful heroes who will safeguard the stones. This team is the Infinity Watch. The Infinity Stones aren't something you just throw in the trash. They'll need to be destroyed or kept in the safe hands of capable heroes. Cast into the fire from whence they came. No, wrong movie? Okay. In the climax of Avengers Infinity War, we saw that Wanda Maximoff was able to destroy the Mind Stone with her powers, but it's unclear if she'll be able to do the same with the other 5 stones. Wanda got her powers from the Mind Stone itself, and we assume that because of that connection, she was able to destroy the stone. Destroying all 6 might be harder than you think. After all, the stones are sentient and powerful cosmic artifacts. While it's likely that Avengers Endgame will be the last time we see the stones, there's a good chance that the MCU isn't done with them just yet, and they might still play a role in Phase 4 and beyond. But the stones can't just be left unguarded. They'll need a few chaperones to keep them safe. In the comics, following the events of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, Adam Warlock has taken charge over the Infinity Stones, and he assembled a team of trustworthy heroes with the sole purpose of protecting and keeping the stones separate. Warlock's team was called the Infinity Watch. If the stones aren't destroyed in Endgame, there's a good chance we'll see the formation of the Infinity Watch by the end of the film. We think the MCU's version of the team will be very different from the one we saw in the comics. There are a few versions of the Infinity Watch over the years. Adam Warlock was in charge of some, but both Doctor Strange and Loki had their own versions of the team. The original team consisted of Adam Warlock, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Moondragon, Pip the Troll, and Thanos. Yeah, that last one's a shocker. We don't think the MCU will have the same lineup, considering the fact that 3 members of the team, Adam Warlock, Moondragon, and Pip the Troll, haven't been introduced in the MCU, and it's unclear when and if those 3 will show up. When it comes to the other 3, it's not a done deal that any of them will be part of the team. While we think it'll be interesting to see Thanos redeem himself and end up helping the heroes against bigger threats, we highly doubt that the Mad Titan's redemption will happen right away. Such a turn will need a good build-up, that is, if Thanos even survives Endgame. Then we have Drax. We're sure the green and gray metaphor-catching destroyer will come back to life in Endgame, but we're just not sure if Drax is someone you'd trust with any of the Infinity Stones. Drax was turned into a comic relief character who's mostly just there to be funny, and that's about it. He's extremely reactionary and doesn't always show the best judgment. Besides, this is a guy who was sure that if he stands still long enough, he'll become invisible, so the MCU's Drax doesn't appear to be a good choice for the Infinity Watch. That leaves us with Gamora, who's probably the only character from the original Infinity Watch that could actually be a part of the MCU's team. While we think Gamora's responsible and capable enough to be a protector of the stones, it's not guaranteed that she's actually coming back to life. Since all the dusted heroes will be returning, a lot of the shocking deaths in Infinity War might feel pointless. Having someone like Gamora stay dead will bring more gravity to the events of Infinity War. While we do want to see Gamora come back to life, it's possible that she will stay dead. The Infinity Watch could serve as a new team in the MCU moving forward, and considering that the new Avengers team is going to have a lot of new faces, it makes sense to have more than just one team in the MCU. The team's members don't have to unite too often, since in the comics, the identities of the Watchers remained a secret even from each other. But considering that the fact that we don't know when and if we'll be getting another Guardians of the Galaxy movie following James Gunn's firing, it's possible that the Infinity Watch could serve as a possible replacement and protect the stones from cosmic threats. The next big question is who will assemble the Infinity Watch in the MCU? Since Adam Warlock hasn't shown up in the MCU just yet, and he was only teased in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, regardless of when or if we'll see Adam Warlock in the MCU, considering his absence, someone else will need to assemble the Infinity Watch. Doctor Strange is an obvious choice. Not only has he already taken some of Adam Warlock's attributes from the comics in Infinity War, but he's the Sorcerer Supreme, something that makes him one of the more powerful characters in the MCU. Beyond that, he's been protecting the Time Stone for years. Strange held his own against Thanos, and the only reason he gave the stone up was to achieve the so-called Endgame, following his look into millions of possible futures.
We're in the Endgame now.
We think it'll make a lot of sense for Doctor Strange to form the team in the MCU. After all, he had his own Infinity Watch team in the comics, and he's already been protecting one of the stones. We believe that by the end of Avengers Endgame, after the heroes who were dusted come back to life, Doctor Strange will take charge of the stones, and he'll either assemble the Infinity Watch right then and there, or at some other point in Phase 4. Doctor Strange is a smart guy and his actions come from pure logic. He isn't reactionary like some other heroes, which makes him the perfect leader of a team that's meant to protect the Six Stones. As far as the other members, we think Strange will pick capable heroes who can hold their own against cosmic threats. We can assume that someone like Hawkeye wouldn't be Strange's first choice. No offense, Clint. In the comics, Adam Warlock specifically chose heroes that were less likely to be tempted by the use of the stones for their own needs. So it makes sense for Strange to choose some really powerful and smart heroes for his team. We think that both Captain Marvel and Thor would be perfect choices for the Watch. Captain Marvel might very well be the most powerful hero we've ever seen in the MCU. Beyond that, it was revealed that Carol has a connection with the Space Stone, and she got her powers after being blasted by energy that was taken from the stone. Captain Marvel is the obvious choice to be a part of the team, and we're sure her presence in Phase 4 and beyond will be extremely important. Thor is another obvious choice. While it's unclear what the fate of the original 6 Avengers after Endgame will be, we do hope that Thor will stick around for a while longer. It feels as though characters like Captain America and Iron Man have arrived to the end of their arcs in the MCU. But after Thor Ragnarok, we think Marvel finally gave us the Thor we always wanted to see on the big screen, and it'll be a shame to let him go now. Two other members that we think could be a part of the Watch are Black Panther and Ant-Man. T'Challa is a natural-born leader, and he has unlimited access to vibranium. It's very clear that the Black Panther is going to be a major player in the MCU. Beyond that, Wakanda might be the safest place on Earth to hide an Infinity Stone, so it makes sense for Doctor Strange to rely on the Black Panther. Ant-Man has access to the quantum realm, something that'll be crucial for Endgame. While so far Ant-Man has been a bit of a disappointment compared to the comics, we have faith that the Russo brothers will give us the best version of Ant-Man in the MCU. With the quantum realm becoming a major part of Endgame, we believe that Scott Lang will become a lot more responsible and capable as a hero. By having heroes that rely on technology as well as cosmic powers and magic be a part of the team, there'll be a good contrast between the heroes. Having heroes that can travel to space and other realities could really open many doors for fantastic stories for the Infinity Watch. Also, let's not forget that each stone will need a new vessel. Almost every Infinity Stone was hidden inside a special container before Thanos had placed them inside his gauntlet. Since all those containers had been destroyed by the Mad Titan, Thor could offer a solution with the help of Eitri. The Uru metal from Nidavellir could serve as the perfect material for the new containers. But in case Eitri ran out of Uru following the forging of Stormbreaker, vibranium could be the next best thing, and we're certain Shuri will be more than happy to help out. These 6 heroes could be great choices for the MCU's Infinity Watch, but as we said before, Gamora's revival isn't a done deal, and in case the favorite daughter of Thanos won't be coming back to life, we have another possible candidate for the team: Scarlet Witch. As we mentioned at the start of the video, Wanda was able to destroy the Mind Stone. The Scarlet Witch is extremely powerful, and we hope that her powers will continue evolving, following her return from the dust. Some might say that the Mind Stone should go back into Vision's forehead, but we think that might be too convenient, and the whole point of Vision losing the stone is to allow his character to evolve into something better. Putting the stone back into his head might make his sacrifice in Infinity War feel pointless. So, there you have it. Our choices for the MCU's Infinity Watch are Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Thor, Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Gamora, or Scarlet Witch. The Watch could be a good way to balance the many stories in the next 3 phases. After all, the Avengers can't take on every threat from the comics, and with both the X-Men and Fantastic Four joining the MCU in the future, things might get a bit overcrowded if every hero is just part of the Avengers. Of course, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Ant-Man are likely going to be a part of the new Avengers, but that doesn't mean they can't be a part of other teams as well. Beyond that, the Infinity Watch could be a great way to bring Thanos back and work on his redemption arc. It's possible that Thanos will try to make it up to Gamora, following him sacrificing her. Or maybe if Gamora stays dead, Thanos will try to honor her and do some good in the universe to make up for all the bad things he's done. And who knows, maybe the Mad Titan could help the team against new powerful enemies that might rise in Phase 4 and beyond. The Infinity Watch will be how the MCU could introduce Adam Warlock. If you remember, Aisha, the leader of the Sovereign, vowed vengeance on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and she planned to do so with a powerful being named Adam. If we won't be getting another Guardians of the Galaxy, we could see it all play out in an Infinity Watch movie. Adam might be sent to kill the Guardians, and if Gamora is part of the Infinity Watch, the stone she guards will be threatened. This could spring the other members of the Watch into action and have the new team come together against Adam Warlock. By the end of the Infinity Watch film, we could see Adam joining the good guys and even possibly becoming a member of the team. We did see an evil version of Adam Warlock in the comics right after he created the Infinity Watch, so it'll make sense story-wise. Beyond that, the watch could be a good way to introduce the other cosmic characters into the MCU. The Infinity Stones will always be targets for the bad guys, and Thanos might very well have opened a can of worms by showing the potential of the stones. There might be some beings out there who want to get their hands on the stones and use their power for their own villainous reasons. Of course, this all means that the stones will need protectors, and this is the main reason to have a team like the Infinity Watch. Regardless of how things play out with the Infinity Watch in the MCU, we think that if the stones aren't destroyed in Endgame, we'll most definitely see a version of the team in Phase 4 and beyond. The Infinity Watch has a lot of potential to create amazing new stories in the MCU. So what do you think? Will the Infinity Watch be a thing in the MCU? Who do you think will be on the team? How do you think Adam Warlock will join the MCU? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more MCU videos. Thanks for watching.